cancer. And we are on a battle with that right now. And it definitely was unexpected. And a lot of people have reached out and said, how are you not angry? Or, why, how does God do this? And, I just don't understand how God can let kids have cancer. People just say, I don't know how you're able to be so strong through all this. So it's all about perspective. So here's the thing. Roxy's probably still in bed, Megan. Let's be honest. She's probably still sleeping. She's somewhere though. She doesn't get excited to see me. She gets excited to see John. So here's the thing. And it took me, I would say, about 4 days to get myself in perspective with things. And I'm hoping that my perspective can help you guys with your perspective, because I know a lot of you guys are praying for me. You're praying for our family. You're praying for my baby. And I appreciate all your prayers. Like, they mean so much to me. It's like feeling like I have a tribe of prayer warriors around me at all times. And it's the most amazing feeling I've ever felt. I feel at ease with that. So keep your prayers coming. But I want to try to hopefully help you with my perspective so you can maybe find comfort with the situation too. And this took me, I would say, about 4 days of the hospital, because I was angry. I was upset. I was like, why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? Why me? Like, I've waited 12 years for this baby, and why is this happening to this little guy? And how could God do this? Like, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I wasn't upset. I was really upset. And then I was talking to a friend, and just being like in reflection with myself. And here is what I've come to help me through this. When people keep saying, like, why, or I find myself saying, why me? Here's what I keep saying now. Why not me? Why not me? I truly believe that God knows everything that is going to happen before it happens. He knows all the rest of the chapters to our life. And I believe that He puts the people in your life that are supposed to be in your life. Everything that happens in your life is supposed to happen in your life. Everything is the perfect timing that it's supposed to happen. So when I find myself saying, why me? I switch that to say, why not me? Why not me? God chose me and John to be this little boy, JP, my son, John Paul, he's a junior, to be his parents. And if He thought like that this little boy needed the strongest parents to get him through this, and He knew that, we were going to be able to provide him with so much love and so many prayer warriors around him. And, He needed to find the perfect mom and the perfect dad and the perfect support from all you guys. And He had to pick out anybody out of the world to do that. And He chose me. That's pretty awesome. So, at the end, I kind of feel like blessed that, instead of saying why me and having this pity party, why not me? That's a pretty powerful feeling to feel. I'm sorry, my phone's getting super dark. I'm not sure why. But it's a pretty awesome feeling to feel like, why not me? I obviously am enough in God's eyes to handle this situation, to be able to provide this little boy with so much love, so much patience, so much prayer, so much support, that He thought I was the perfect fit for this situation. And a lot of people say, well, why would God do this, to a baby? Here's the thing. There's a thing called the devil. And without going completely into, people's belief systems, because everybody has different ones, I believe God does not put harm on us, but He helps us through it. So there is this thing called the devil, that a lot of bad things happen. And that's when your faith is tested. People think it's God did these horrible things to us. God did this, God did that. No, God's going to help you through it, but it takes prayer, and it takes power in prayer, and it takes faith. And at the end of the day, who am I to question? And this is what my perspective changed when I talked to a friend. my friend Dina, and it made me think, who am I to question that why he has this and why he's going through this? The rest of his life is already determined for him. God already knows everything that's going to happen to this little boy for the rest of his life. He already knows everything. You want to go inside, Pearl? He already knows what his life's going to be. He knows all the chapters to his story. He knows everything he's going to do when he gets older. So for me to say, take this away from him, like right now, and I wish he didn't have it, you know, and why him? It goes back to why not him? God knows what he's doing. And does it make me sad? I am devastated my child is going through this. I am devastated. This isn't the way it was supposed to be in my head. But who am I to take this away from what greatness could come out of him for his future? God might be putting this in his life so that he can use this as his testimony to become something amazing in his life. My son might be the next one to cure cancer. And he needed this trial to go through this to be able to get to that point in his life. He might be the next motivational speaker. And he might be the next one to touch lives with his story. He might be the one that makes people realize that life's short. And he might be the one that brings love and, you know, people together and realize that sometimes you got to take a step back and be thankful for what you have, because it could be gone in a second. Like my little boy who's going through this has a story. And that's why like those shirts that are so powerful, this is just his chapter. This isn't his whole story. This is his chapter. And I truly believe that this chapter he's going through is going to bring him into greatness in the future. And I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what his future is. I know it's going to be something pretty awesome. And I know that it's not my place to question why. And it's not my place to be angry, because where does that get me? Am I allowed to be sad? Yeah, I'm sad a lot. Do I cry? A lot. But I think that's normal. I think me being angry gets me nowhere. You know, that's not what he needs. Where does anger get me? Anger gets me nowhere. Instead, I'm going to use this to realize that I was chosen to be this little boy's parents. And John was chosen. And Madison was chosen to be his big sister. Like, we were chosen to be this little boy's family. And he's destined for greatness. And I don't know what that is yet. And there's a reason that every single thing happens in life when it happens. And you go through trials to get you to the next chapter in your life. And I don't know what his next chapter is, but I promise you it's going to be something pretty awesome, because he's a fighter and he's amazing. And he's a beautiful little boy with so much full of life. And who am I to take that away from him? If he's going to need this chapter he's in now to develop him in to the most amazing human being in the future, it's not my place to question that or try to take this away from him. God knew that this boy was going to go through this. He knew he chose me as his parents. He chose to bless me with this boy, and everything has fallen into place the exact moment it's supposed to fall into place. Like, I truly believe that the pieces of the puzzle are coming together. You know, for example, I have a job through Pure Romance that I can literally have a mobile office. I used to be a classroom teacher for 6 years. I now have a job that I can be at the hospital every single day, every moment. That's pretty awesome. My son never has to feel like he doesn't have somebody there 24 hours a day cheering him on. You know, I walk through the halls in the cancer ward where we are, on the cancer treatment floor, and it breaks my heart. There are kids in there that are, you know, fighting for their life. And their parents still have to work. Every single day they have to get up and they have to go to a desk job. And those babies are in those cribs that have the bars up. It looks like a baby jail. And they're in there by themselves. And they don't have their mom sitting by their side because their mom or their dad has to work to provide for them. And I get to be fortunate enough that my plan B years ago, when it was just a plan A or plan B, because my plan A was teaching. I thought I would teach elementary school or middle school till the day I died. And who would have thought that that side little hustle I had, my plan B, became my plan A? I'm telling you, everything has fit into place the exact moment it's supposed to fit into place. Because now I have that flexibility. I can work from wherever I work. I can be up there at the hospital and never have to leave him overnight. He doesn't have to be one of those kids that you walk by the room and they're crying, or they have that sad face sitting in a room all alone. He will never experience that. He will never be at that hospital alone. Never. So that's a really good feeling. Who would have thought that having that plan B has now connected the dots in so many other ways? I lived in Pasadena. If the people who are in different states are like, where's that? Another hour away. I had a different pediatrician. We lived in a 1,200 square foot house. It was perfect for us. Then we upgraded because my lifestyle changed. My income changed. My plan B became my plan A, and I moved an hour away. And which means a lot of changes came from that. I had to change pediatricians. If I would have never had, like, everything happened, it just fits there like a puzzle. Had I had not took a leap of faith years ago and trusted that this business would bloom, I wouldn't have the house I have now. I wouldn't be in this city that I am now. I wouldn't have the pediatrician that I have now that found his cancer at 3 weeks old. Who's to say that another pediatrician that I've been listening to these horrible stories from other moms who have said that their kid was misdiagnosed for years. And now that these kids are finally diagnosed with the correct type of cancer, they're fighting for their life. Had it been caught sooner, they might have a little better chance right now. They might not have the struggle they're going through now. But now I have a pediatrician that thought his stomach looked a little odd. Who's to say another doctor might have given him a different diagnosis and said, it's just gas. Oh, let's just wait and see if his belly goes down. Or, oh, that's just a baby belly. Just like I thought, oh, it's just a baby belly. Oh, he might have a food allergy. Let's switch you to lactose intolerant, like the first hospital I went to told me. Who's to say that? So I truly feel that all the pieces connect in my life that at the exact moment they're supposed to connect. And it might not make sense to a lot of people. They're kind of like, it doesn't really make sense, but to me it makes sense. And if you think it makes sense, feel free to comment below that it 100% makes sense to you. Because I feel like everything in this moment is happening the way it's supposed to happen in my life. And I don't know why. And I'm not going to question anymore because it'll drive me crazy questioning it. I'm going to have faith that it's going to work out and that there's power in prayer and that he literally is bound for greatness. And there's no reason that I should think anything less and put on a pity party of why me or why him. Instead, I'm going to switch my perspective to why not? Why not us? Because I'm telling you there's power in prayer. And someone is calling. All of you guys who have been praying, it literally is moving mountains. And I want you guys to continue to pray for us because it's a long journey. It's going to be a long year ahead of us. And we just have to stay positive because at the end of the day, like, I feel like this little boy in the 4 weeks he's been on earth has gone through so much that a lot of adults can't even comprehend. So if it makes you feel an ounce of compassion and it makes you take a second to hug your babies even more and give them kisses and not take things for granted and stop and realize what's really important in life, then you know what? He's making great strides. He's already has a purpose in this life. If he has literally done any of those things in your life, if he has made you stop for a second and pray and realize that life is short and we're not promised anything, then he's already has a purpose in life. So I know a lot of you guys keep asking, like, how am I holding myself together? Like, how are you so strong through this? Or, God, why is God doing this? Like, why would God give a baby cancer? Just switch your perspective. Switch your perspective and realize that we're going to make it through this. It's going to take a lot of you guys continuing to pray for us. It's going to take a lot of continuous prayers. It's going to take a lot of support. It's going to take a lot of tears and on, the hard days, lifting each other up. And I just want to thank you guys for that. I am not blind to all the comments, all the messages, all the text messages, all the phone calls, all the emails, all the letters, the cards coming in. I 100% see it. I am appreciative of it. I love you guys. It is very overwhelming sometimes to me, but in a good way. And I wish I could write every single comment and respond to every single one of you in comments. You know, and I'm getting flooded with cards, and this is my first day home in 14 days to be able to stay the night at my house. So I appreciate you. And if I haven't said that to you, or if I have ignored a message or a text message or a phone call or didn't respond, you know, to say thank you for a card that came in the mail, I want you to know I appreciate you. And I am very blessed to have you guys in my corner. A lot of you guys have never even met me, and you're sending me stories, you're sending me love, you're sending me prayers. And that's all we need right now. Like, we need to just keep that up. We got a long road ahead of us. And I just wanted to help ease people's mind, instead of you feeling sad and, you know, so heartbroken. It's okay to be sad, but then you just have to realize, like, where does that get me? Nowhere. Stand up, you gotta put your big girl panties on, and you gotta deal with it, because life is going to keep going, and life is going to knock you down, and life is going to give you things that you think you can't handle. But at the end, if you put your faith in God, if you believe that every single thing happens for a reason, and it's not our place to question why, you're going to make it through it. You're going to make it through it. So whatever battle you're going through right now, just have faith. Don't ask why. Instead, when you're going through a hard time, say, why not me? Obviously, people think that you're strong, and some man above thinks that you are strong enough to handle all the battles that come your way. And I'm telling you, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And he must think that I am a strong person. Losing my brother a few months ago, losing our grandmom yesterday, all the battles that we've gone through this year, it's been an uphill battle. But you know what? I'm still standing. I'm still standing, and I'm still here. And my little boy's gonna be a testimony in the end. He's gonna write his own story. And I'm not gonna judge why things happen or question why things happen. I'm just gonna keep my faith that everything happens for a reason. And with the prayers you guys are sending, that it's gonna heal him. God's gonna hear it. And he's got a lot of guardian angels up there